Welcome to Tangling along with me. We are continuing on tanglepatterns.com and today it is this pattern right here. So let's open up the book and find the page that we will be working on. And I have my Micron PN here. This is kind of another grid pattern that kinds of transform when it's done, but I will do it right here. And again, I'm going to do this one in an angle, so I'm going to make the line down here, and I'm gonna make this grid a tiny bit bigger. And that got a little wonky, but I think it's working anyway. And then I'm gonna place a line through here and make it into boxes like that. So I'm going to concentrate about this cross here first. So around the middle I'm going to make a line, and I'm gonna do that around the middle on each of these lines. On one side I am bringing the line down to the middle, and I'm gonna do that on the same side of the lines all the way down, so you get this pattern. And now I'm going to concentrate about this one. So I place the lines again, and here I'm going the opposite way. So I'm going down on this side. So on this side and here. And then again on the opposite side. And down here. And then up here. And over here. And you really need to think about what you're doing here. So that one will go up there, and this one would go down. So here it's this side going this way at the middle, and then here. And this is already very difficult to understand, so you just need to keep your tongue in the mouth, in the middle of the mouth. So I'm just gonna place a tiny circle here at all of the ends. I'm trying to make this easy to understand, but I'm not sure it is working for me. But I really try here. And here. And I should have one right there as well. I'm going to concentrate about this crossing here, so I'm going to place lines from these small orbs here and around, getting kind of a circle. So I have one here as well, and I would have down here. I have one also, doing it around that one, and that would be a line here. I can actually go outside and do like that. Sorry about that. Then I have one around here, so again I am linking up these orbs. I have a cross here, linking up the orbs from that one. And then that here is actually one as well, so I'm just gonna pretend like I can make one there and then here. And then I would have one down here and I would have one up here. So you can see this is going to be really fast, something that you don't see what is what. And in these squares I am going to make a crisscross. Again, from orb to orb. And I have one right here. I think that's it. So that looks pretty neat, but it's also very all over the place when you look at it like this. You can go in and color in these. I'm just gonna do that here. Color in one of these triangles. And this is giving it a little more ease to look at it. And I have one right here. And this one. And this is also part of that. So you can see how you need to be concentrated about this tangle to get it right. Maybe you could color in these places here first. Maybe that would make it easier to do it in the long way. So over here, and down here, over here, this little part is also something. Then this one. And this one. And here. There we go. But as you see, it's kind of all over the place. I like it, but it's kind of difficult when you're looking at it. I'm using my white jelly roll here and just placing a tiny dot of jelly roll in these orbs here to brighten them up a tiny bit. Yeah, that's starting to look like something. I see I have a few spaces here where I didn't get to it. I'm going to take my white charcoal and I'm just gonna place some white in this. It kind of remind me of umbrellas connected. If you look at this shape right here, kind of reminds a bit of an umbrella. So I would have a piece here. It reminds me about the logo from the Umbrella Corporation in Resident Evil. They have like this weird symbol, looks a bit like this part here. If I'm not remembering wrong. And then the last few ones here. There we go. I kind of like it, but it's not that easy to do. But it really looks good. I'm going to make a shadow shading thingies right here at the bottom of this one. And just making it into a tiny shadow right here. There we go. I will not do anything more to it because there will be patterns on both sides, so we will see what to do with that later. But that was the pattern for today. This is this one right here. So thank you for watching. Have an attitude of gratitude.